Imagine you're trying to recall a specific event from your past, maybe a childhood birthday party or a significant moment. You piece together details, some vivid, some a little hazy. You feel confident about certain parts, but then someone else remembers it differently, and suddenly your memory feels a little less solid. This familiar experience hints at a profound truth about how our brains work. Our memories aren't perfect, unchangeable recordings, like files saved on a computer. Instead, they are surprisingly dynamic, adaptable, and even, at times, incredibly vulnerable. Today, we're going to explore a fascinating area of psychology and neuroscience called memory reconsolidation. It's a concept that reveals just how flexible our memories truly are, and why understanding it is absolutely critical, especially when we talk about something as serious as mistaken identifications in legal cases. This isn't just academic science. It has real-world consequences, shaping lives and even influencing justice itself. Let's start by challenging a common misconception that memory is like a video camera, faithfully recording every detail of an event. The truth is far more complex. Our brains don't just store experiences, they actively reconstruct them every time we remember. Think of it less like playing back a video and more like editing a story. Each time we pull up that story, we might inadvertently add a detail, omit another, or subtly change the emphasis. This reconstructive nature is why false memories can form so easily. They're not usually malicious fabrications, but rather a blend of actual fragments, our beliefs, our feelings, and even things we've heard or imagined. It's a bit like stitching together a quilt from different scraps of fabric. One powerful way false memories can take hold is through something called the misinformation effect, or suggestibility. This is where external factors, like leading questions or subtle pieces of misleading information, can creep into our recollection and subtly alter it. Imagine a witness to a car accident being asked, "How fast was the car going when it smashed into the other vehicle?" compared to, "How fast was the car going when it contacted the other vehicle?" The subtle difference in wording can profoundly change their memory of the impact. Perhaps one of the most sobering discoveries in this field is the often weak connection between how confident someone is in their memory and how accurate that memory actually is. Especially in high stress or traumatic situations, a person can be absolutely certain of what they saw, yet still be mistaken. And what's more, that confidence can even be inflated after the fact, perhaps by positive feedback or simply by repeating their story multiple times. So where does memory reconsolidation fit into all of this? This is where it gets really interesting. For a long time, scientists thought that once a long-term memory was formed, it was pretty much set in stone, consolidated and stable. But groundbreaking research, pioneered by scientists like James Missinen, Susan Serra, and crucially Kareem Nader in the early 2000s, revealed something remarkable. They discovered that when a long-term memory is retrieved, that is, when you actively think about it or recall it, it becomes temporarily unstable or unfrozen for a short period. During this window of instability, that memory becomes susceptible to modification. It's like opening a saved document on your computer. While it's open, you can edit it. Once you save and close it, it becomes stable again, but the new version is what's now stored.
This reopening of a memory often happens when there's a slight mismatch or a prediction error between what we expect to remember and what we actually experience during the retrieval. This signals to our brain that the memory might need an update. And if new information, or even just a new context, is present during this unstable phase, the memory can be updated, for better or for worse. Now, connect this back to eyewitness identification. This scientific understanding of reconsolidation has profound implications for our legal system. Organizations like the Innocence Project have tirelessly highlighted that mistaken eyewitness identification is the leading cause of wrongful convictions. It's not that witnesses are lying, it's that their memories, like all of ours, are simply fallible and subject to change. Think about a witness who sees a crime. Their initial memory is formed under stress. Later, they might be interviewed by police, shown a lineup, or asked to recount the event multiple times. Each time they retrieve that memory, it enters that unstable phase. If during any of these retrievals, suggestive questions are asked, or new, misleading information is inadvertently presented, that information can be woven into the original memory, subtly changing it without the witness even realizing it. And remember that disconnect between confidence and accuracy? A witness might initially be uncertain, but after picking someone from a lineup and perhaps receiving subtle positive feedback, like, "Good job, we thought it was him too," their confidence can skyrocket. This inflated confidence then becomes incredibly powerful and persuasive in a courtroom, even if the underlying memory remains inaccurate. This is one of the most difficult challenges for justice systems worldwide. But the story of memory reconsolidation isn't just about problems. It also offers incredible promise. The very malleability that can lead to mistaken identities can also be harnessed for healing. This is particularly true in the treatment of post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. For someone with PTSD, a traumatic memory isn't just a memory. It's often accompanied by intense emotional and physiological reactions, as if the event is happening all over again. Scientists like Roger Pittman and later Elaine Brunette and his team at McGill University have explored using the reconsolidation window to reduce the emotional intensity of these traumatic memories. The Brunette method, for example, involves having a patient briefly recall a traumatic memory while also administering a medication called propranolol, a beta blocker that affects emotional responses. The idea is that during that brief reactivation and instability, the emotional charge of the memory can be reduced, making the memory itself less distressing and debilitating when it reconsolidates. This represents a groundbreaking therapeutic avenue, moving from exposing a flaw in memory to offering a path to profound healing. So, what does all of this mean for us? It means recognizing that our memories, while central to who we are not static recordings, but living, evolving narratives. It underscores the vital importance of careful procedures in any situation where memory is critical, whether it's police interrogations, therapeutic settings, or even just how we discuss past events with friends and family. The science of memory reconsolidation is still a dynamic and growing field. Researchers are continually exploring the precise mechanisms, the optimal conditions to induce reconsolidation, and the ethical implications of intentionally modifying memories. This ongoing work promises not only to refine therapies for conditions like PTSD, but also to strengthen our legal systems by integrating a more accurate understanding of memory's inherent fallibility.
Ultimately, understanding memory reconsolidation isn't about distrusting our memories entirely, but rather approaching them with a healthy awareness of their dynamic nature. It's about appreciating the incredible complexity of the human mind and striving to create systems that are as robust and fair as possible, given the fascinating, yet sometimes fragile, way we remember.